Hello, Overton Bobcats and families. My name is Steve Van Driest. I am one of the school counselors at John Overton High School. Thank you for taking an interest in this short video series here we have regarding registration and picking classes for next school year. This video is part one of a two-part series for all grade levels as we get ready to pick classes for next school year. We will be covering a lot of information, so please know that it may be helpful to have pen and paper nearby so that you can take notes or write down some questions as we go through this. You may also feel the need to pause the presentation or perhaps watch it again later. I will start by sharing some information that is general information for all grade levels, some website links and resources that may also be helpful to you while planning your classes before meeting with your school counselor. So here we have information about links and resources, and this first link here is the Overton Counselor's website. And on this website, there's lots of different pieces of information, but this particular tab is regarding registration in classes for the 21-22 school year. Registration process goes from January till about March and takes up a lot of time and energy, but we want to make sure that we are able to have one-to-one meetings with students to get the best possible choices of classes. Our timeline events is listed here. There's an upcoming meeting, general information session on Wednesday, January 21st. You can click the link here to join that meeting. We will have some brief information and then break out into grade level meetings from there. Again, online resources. Here's a link for the counselor's website. This is the page we are on right now. And there's also a school counselor Schoology page with the access code listed there. This does break it down a little further regarding the rising 12th graders, 11th graders, and rising 10th graders, when counselors will be, as well as the school, sharing information directly to the classrooms so they can get information like this, followed by a question and answer session led by counselors pushing into like English or math classes or third block for 9th graders to get some more information out to them, see what the website registration form looks like, as well as answer questions. Then next we have something that could be handy to have on hand, or what are the course options? So it's possible here to scroll through and look at the course options for required classes as well as the electives and such, or you could expand this so that we can see things in a bigger format. You can download the information, maybe print it, write on it, to do some planning. Next, just so you know, we do have a paper registration form that is really just kind of used as a tool, again, to kind of plot and plan and think about the different classes that you'll have options to take next year and the ones that you would like to. We can expand this as well. So this would be the rising 12th grade form, and it kind of steps people through the different courses that are needed, as well as making sure that there are spots for electives, as well as alternate course requests in case there is a conflict. Each of these forms also has the general graduation requirements listed at the bottom. So then the rising junior form is very similar. We try to tailor it to the classes that are available for each rising grade level, again with grad requirements at the bottom. And then lastly, the rising 10th graders, again, pretty similar English, math, science, social studies classes, and room for electives and alternates there as well. Here's the rising 9th grader forms. And other information at the bottom include information about special programs as well as contracts. For instance, there's an advanced academic contract. So if you're taking Cambridge or AP classes, for those students involved in the Cambridge program, for instance, the link here takes you to this page, which has applications if you've never been involved with Cambridge before. So their application is here. There's also a brief video here that gives additional great information about the Cambridge program. And our coordinator, Mr. Trotter, has his email listed at the bottom of this page. So ISR, Interdisciplinary Science and Research, has an application. We'll be uploading the AVID application soon. Dual enrollment information is also listed and available here, and this is from Nashville State. It gives you the checklist of items to take care of. And this particular form is also downloadable and fillable, which is pretty wonderful. And then lastly, if you were looking at dual enrollment, Nashville State's testing center hours are listed here and how to approach them. So let's come back then to the general requirements here. Each student is required for high school graduation in Tennessee to have 4 English, 4 math credits, 3 science, social studies, right? Half a credit of personal finance, a credit of lifetime wellness, a PE class for half a credit, 1 fine arts credit. The 2 foreign languages are 2 years of the same world language or foreign language. And the CT Academy pathway focus, there's 3 courses there, and that's for students who are joining 10th grade when they join their academy pathway. And there's additional electives. There is a Tennessee requirement to have taken an ACT, or you could also take the SAT as part of graduation requirement. And then the civics exam is a required exam to be taken that needs to be passed at 70% or higher. Students are to have 28 credits to graduate. Getting promoted from 9th grade to 10th grade to 11th grade is pretty slick. That happens naturally from year to year. However, in order to be considered a 12th grade student, you must be in your 4th year of high school and have earned 18 or more credits at that point. If you are under 18 credits in your 4th year of high school, your grade level will be listed as 11th until that credit mark of 18 is reached. So then what if I fail a class? This is true. It's something that we do here at MNPS, is that we allow students to grade average their first semester grade with their second semester grade. Sometimes one of those grades isn't quite passing. One semester might be significantly better than the other, and so we go ahead and take an average. So this example here, it could be any class name. This example here is math, but if the first semester grade was a 65 and a second semester grade was an 80, we would add those 2 up, divide by 2, and come up with the average of 73. Since 70 or higher is considered passing, then this student would earn the entire full credit for that class. The 65 still counts against the GPA because that semester wasn't passed, but the whole credit is still awarded because it was passing the average for the entire year. A couple other items before moving on to part 2 is that graduating with honors basically means that you must have a GPA of a 3.0 GPA or higher, and by taking your ACT test, you reach the levels for each of the benchmarks. The benchmark scores in the subcategories. So English, you need an 18 or higher, the math area, 22, science is a 23 or higher, and then reading would be a 22. So if you meet all of those benchmarks in those subscores plus a 3.0 GPA, you would graduate with honors. And then lastly, the next and highest diploma type is graduating with distinction. And there are several ways to graduate with distinction. Again, having a 3.0 GPA or higher is necessary, in addition to having one of these types of checked options here, like a nationally recognized industry certification. Maybe you've participated in a governor's school, all-state music organizations, getting an ACT average or composite score of 31 or higher, and there's a few more items that are listed here as well. So at this time, then, we will go ahead and move on to the second part of the video, okay? You'll need to click on the link to watch the second part of the video to give more specific details about your class choices for your specific grade level next year. Your school counselor will work with you to set up classes for the 21-22 school year, and your work to plan and ask questions and think about the classes you'd like to be taking. It's important to do that before meeting with your counselor. Thank you again for your time and for your attention with this.